to POV Italian Cooking, where today we're going to make panzanella. Now before we get started, click that subscribe button in YouTube so you don't miss any of our videos. Panzanella is a Tuscan salad that's made from tomatoes, cucumbers, and stale bread, and sometimes it's called panmolle. In Italy, this is a very popular salad in the summer, and quite honestly, it's one of my wife's favorites. Now, the root of panzanella is thought to be pane, which is Italian for bread, which makes sense because bread is the primary ingredient of this salad. And like any food that comes from Italy, there are a ton of variants. Some folks use mozzarella, some people use cucumbers, carrots. I've even seen a few variants where they use anchovies and lemon juice. But in today's video, you're going to see my panzanella salad, which I think is a simple variant, but it's still packed full of flavor. It's really filling, so let's get started. We're going to take a look at the ingredients real quick for our panzanella salad. We've got one loaf of bread. This is just like a Tuscan bowl bread or an Italian bowl bread. I've let this set out overnight, but it's still not quite stale enough. So we're going to make that a little bit more stale here, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. We have one English cucumber. We're going to use probably about a third of this onion, and we're going to finely chop it. We've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Roma tomatoes of varying sizes. We're going to slice and seed these. Some of the other ingredients that we're going to use that I don't have pictured here, as always, salt and pepper to taste. We're also going to use 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar and 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil to make the vinaigrette. We're going to start with our bread. Let me move a few things around here. As I said before, this bread isn't quite stale like I want it. I did let it set out overnight, but I want it to be a little more crunchy, a little more stale to soak up that vinaigrette. So what I'm going to do is slice this up into 1-inch cubes, give or take. Try to get them all the same size. Then I'm going to put them on my baking sheet here and put them in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. Keep an eye on them. And I'm also going to turn them over halfway through. Let's see if we can do this here without cutting my fingers. Now, you don't want huge cubes in here. That's why we're doing like 1 inches. Because this is a nice summer salad. Something really fresh with the tomatoes and the cucumber. Take these cubes, we'll put them on our pan, we'll throw them in the oven, again 300 degrees, 12 to 15 minutes, and turn them once or shake them around once about halfway through. Now the second ingredient in our panzanella salad is going to be 1 English cucumber. Now the way we're going to do this English cucumber, we're just going to slice the ends off. Then we are going to cut this bad boy directly in half. We're going to deseed this cucumber just by taking our spoon and going right up the middle one time, maybe twice, and make sure we get it all the seeds we can out. So we're kind of making like a cucumber boat. There we go, got most of them. Not going to get them all. Push that out of the way. We'll let the stage hands, which is me and my wife, clean that up. Take our knife, and we're just going to slice these. Nice thin little slices. And put them in our bowl. We're going to do this with both of our cucumbers, or both of our cucumber halves. Then we'll move on to the next ingredient. Let's get our next ingredient ready. Roma tomatoes. What we're going to do with our Roma tomatoes, if you don't have a real super sharp knife when you slice tomatoes, use a knife that has a serrated edge. This knife is really sharp. I just sharpened it. What we're going to do here is I'm going to go with what of that, about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch slice, and then I'm going to deseed this and put it right in my salad. Now when you deseed these tomatoes, if they don't have too many seeds, don't worry about deseeding them. If you want to deseed your Roma tomato, the way I do it, and I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but this is just the way I do it. I'll take my smaller knife here, just kind of cut the seeds out, get most of them, because you just get that little bit of gelatinous tomato out of the way. Try to preserve as much of the tomato as you can. This is just how I do it. Like I said, I'm sure someone out there has a better way to de-seed tomatoes, and if you do, you know, record it, send me a message. I'd like to see how you do it. So I am going to work on all these tomatoes, get them de-seeded, get them in my salad. My bread's got about another 5 minutes left. I have already taken it out and kind of shuffled it around a little bit to make sure it gets done all the way through the same. So get these tomatoes done, then I'll be back and we'll start on the next step. I finished slicing and de-seeding our tomatoes. You can see here we've got a pretty healthy bowl. I have taken my bread out of the oven. This bowl's not going to be big enough. We're making a massive bowl of panzanella. So what I want to do is, I just want half of this onion. Now this onion was one of the ones you get at the grocery store that says it's already peeled for you, but you know, I don't know who touched that. So we're going to get that over there. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use half of this onion. I am going to slice it once down the middle. I want real thin slices of my onion, and I'm hovering over it. So I'm going to guarantee I'm going to start crying because I want to make sure I get these nice and thin. So I'm going to have an onion teary moment here in a second. Anyway, I want to do that. I want to cry off camera. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my onion, and when I come back, we'll start on our next ingredient. One ingredient that I forgot to mention at the beginning, as is tradition, we always forget one, is garlic cloves. Now what I'm going to do with this garlic is, you see I'm giving it a nice little smasher real quick, just so I can get the skins off of it a little easier. What I'm going to do is just really finely mince this and add it right to our tomatoes and our cucumbers. So I've got the skins off my garlic here. Next step I want to do is cut the woody ends off. I always like to cut the woody ends off, and if you've got any little dark spots or anything in your garlic, just go ahead and cut those out as well. Then we're just going to chop this up. We want it to be nice and finely minced. You really want this to be very finely chopped. We like garlic, so you can see I went with about 4 or so cloves. If you don't like garlic, or you find the taste to be overwhelming, cut back a clove or two. My family, we like the garlic. We are big fans of the garlic, so I go with more of the garlic. I'm going to get this nice and finely minced, throw it in my bowl, and when I do, we'll move on to the next step of our panzanella salad. Now it's time to make the vinaigrette for our panzanella salad. You see here I got our breadcrumbs. They're nice and stale like we want them. So what we're going to do is I have a half a cup of red wine vinegar. I'm sorry, this is a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar and a half a cup of extra virgin olive oil. I have so much bread that this amount of vinaigrette's probably not going to be enough. So if you find that you want some more vinaigrette, just keep it 2 to 1 on your olive oil to red wine vinegar. I'm just going to kind of stir this around. Look at that, nice. All right, now before we go and do any more with that, we're going to salt and pepper this to taste before we put the bread in. Grab my salt here. Add your salt. This is going to need a pretty good healthy amount of salt. And our pepper. I'm using just regular pepper. My family, sometimes with my pepper grinder, they don't like the bigger pieces. I gotta get a new pepper grinder. Pretty much what it boils down to. And as I shake this, I notice that my gut is jiggling. So, you know what that means. Don't eat so much of the panzanella. Go easy. More vegetables. Okay, got enough pepper in there. Grab a spoon. So I'm going to give this a quick mix. Now I can tell you this bowl is not going to be big enough. I have another bowl that I'm going to use, but I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to add some of my bread, my cubes here. Move everything over a little bit. You can can hear that nice crusty bread on that pan. It's actually like it, you want to hear it. Get this mixed in. Keep adding our bread until it gets to the point where I just can't mix it anymore in this bowl. Oh, look at that, it's coming together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drizzle my vinaigrette on this. Oh, look at that. Definitely going to need some more vinaigrette, but again, it's 2 parts olive oil to 1 part red wine vinegar. And it's extra virgin olive oil. Honey, you're making a mess. So I'm going to get this stirred up. Probably going to make up a little bit more vinaigrette. Now the bad thing is, or I shouldn't say the bad thing, the downside of this bread is now that I've got it all, or the salad is, now that I've got it all mixed up, can't quite eat it yet. It has to sit. It takes a little bit of time. This has to sit, cover it with plastic, put it in your refrigerator, no less than 1 hour, probably 2 would be better. We'll be lucky to make it an hour. But then just dig in, go at it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this in my bigger bowl, get this mixed together, probably add a little bit more vinaigrette, and when I come back, it'll be about 2 hours later, and we'll see how it tastes. It's been a few hours since our panzanella was ready, and I stuck it in the fridge. Now we're gonna give it a try here.
It's good.
It's really, really good. The bread has absorbed some of that wonderful vinaigrette, and it's got just enough salt on it. The cucumber, the tomato, the onion, all those flavors come together. This is absolutely delicious. Now, you could do something a little different with this. If you get the mozzarella pearls, you can mix them in the salad. My wife bought these and said, ooh, we're going to mix these in the salad, so we're actually going to do that. But you can do a couple different little spins on this salad, and it's just absolutely filling, flavorful, great summer dish. Highly recommend this panzanella salad. With that, thank you so much for watching POV Italian Cooking. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, but most importantly, click that subscribe button in YouTube and ring the bell so you'll get a notification anytime I upload a new video. Thanks for watching.